And let me see. Let's start the recording. Okay, wonderful. So this week I'm here with Lori, and we are talking about the holding environment, which will be the topic for this whole month. I'm going to refer back for a moment to something that I had shared last week, which was the importance of the physical holding environment. And I want to touch on that briefly. Perhaps some of you were here last week, and if you weren't, that's okay. But the holding environment, and this is such a big contribution, I think, that Bill and Susan have done to the field of mindfulness, just emphasizing how important it is to have a holding environment. And it has both emotional qualities, but also the physical part that relates to the body, right? So my invitation is always check with your physical holding environment, the space where you meditate. Today I'm connecting from my home office, which is next to my little meditation corner. And I chose to connect from here on purpose because I'm a big fan of making the whole house a holding environment, right? Not just a little corner where we meditate, but wherever you are, have spaces that can hold you. So I teach from here, I see my clients from here, and as you can see, there's a couple of Buddha statues and books that help me hold things together. There's an image of the medicine Buddha there, helps me that we carry healing medicine within and without. Then there's nature over there. I can see the trees. Um, so I want to keep inviting you. This will be Fabiola's repeating comment, but I want to invite you to pay attention to your physical spaces, right? And have reminders there, things that can hold you. Breathe. Breathe, it'll be okay. Little Buddhas, little Oms. I see some of you have beautiful things in the background. So that's really important. And as you move through your house, your kitchen, how is your kitchen holding you, supporting you, your pantry, the foods that you have there, right? So think of your whole home as a holding environment. Now, I'm going to go into some reflections around holding in general, in part inspired by the fact that Sunday I will be leaving to travel 3 weeks with my family. So I'll be traveling with my mother, who's almost 80 now, my teenage son, and we're going all the way to Germany to visit my sister and have a family reunion. For those of you that maybe have summers that, yeah, summer is wonderful. I'm so excited. I'm going to see my niece, my nephew, my sister. Haven't seen them in like a year or so. Lots of excitement. There will be a time change. There will be a big change of an environment. I'll probably be sleeping with my son in the guest room, and then, there's a big dog there. It all changes. But I've noticed that when I travel, my formal meditation practice, not always happens, right? We go, we do other things, and that's okay. I say if I can get 3 easy breaths here and there, that's good, right? So I invite you, if any of you are experiencing changes, whether you are traveling or you are having people coming over to visit you, grandkids, friends, if there's some movement in your regular environment, I invite you to think about a holding environment. What can you take with you physically, but then also emotionally, right? That can remind you. That can remind you. Now, I'm in my family, aside from my brother, I think we're the only ones that practice this mindfulness and know about meditation, right? But it may be like the weird thing that we do, that we go to a room and breathe and have these practices. So it's not always easy to just take space in someone else's house. So my space is the bathroom when I go take a shower, honestly. And I'll just say, I'm going to take a long shower, but I make it on purpose, a holding environment where I can come, just be alone, and make a shower, a type of body scan and mindfulness practice, right? And so you can be there, you can enter into your own space, you can be there with the water, you can scan your body, you can breathe. You can smell the soap. You can really make your shower almost a formal practice environment, right? Meals or prepping meals when we're in somebody else's house, right? It's a way of relating and connecting and staying present, folding our beds, preparing these things so we can always ground to the present moment when traveling. I don't have it right now, but I usually have a little Tara Buddha that I carry with me because it's like an anchor, right? It's an anchor to breathe, to ground, to settle, to soothe. So I wanted to say that regarding the portable holding environment, in case some of you will also have movement around your places. But now I want to talk a little bit more deeply about holding. And as I've been thinking this whole month about the holding environment, Bill is my main teacher, Bill and Susan, regarding the holding environment. But before I met them, the one that had a similar language was Thich Nhat Hanh. Some of you may be aware of Thich Nhat Hanh and his teachings. And I remember he always says, whenever we feel anger or sadness, say, "Oh, hello, my baby, let me take care of you." And I see parallels in what Bill and Susan teach and what Thich Nhat Hanh also teaches. So there's a couple of things. What is holding? Holding is using mindfulness to gently recognize and embrace difficult emotions, like a mother holding a crying baby with tenderness. Hello, my old friend. Breathe. I think in Bill's word, I'm going to make some parallels. It would be like, "Hey, buddy, how's it going in there? Easy, easy on you." And find your own words, right? Find your own words. Whatever feels more nurturing to you, whether it's channeling Bill or Susan or Thich Nhat Hanh or your own word, it's okay. We can get through this. This self-talk is very useful in holding ourselves. Now, why is this important? Because the more we're able to open to any difficulty, and it's not like it's all difficulty, we open up to joys too. But when we open to difficulty, sometimes we don't want to be there. So remembering that we can hold ourselves like that benefactor that Susan talks about, right? And I love her definition. I'm going to read it here because I think this is the essence of the holding environment, to hold ourselves with mindfulness. This is Susan's definition. Mindfulness is a non judgmental, non self referential, embodied posture of caring attention to the present moment, as if a dear friend or wise elder was standing with us, watching out for our well being in this moment and the next and the next. So, if we blend all of these, and this is what I sometimes tell my clients or students or friends, it's like we have to have our own inner best friend. We have to travel with this with this inner capacity to hold ourselves, to know that we may feel joy, wonderful, celebrate when it happens. We may feel fear, we may feel criticized sometimes, we may have all kinds of difficult emotions. But what if we carry inside of us this inner helping buddy that can say, "Whoa, how did that land?" Breathe it in, recognize it, hold it, accept it, investigate it, right? We can practice anything when we become aware of something, but it's so important to have that holding container of caring attention, because if not, we're going to want to push the experience away. So holding is important for recognizing and for healing, and to really connect with any pain that may be wanting to come out, not to overanalyze it, not to fix it, but just to acknowledge it. And in this mindful journey, the acknowledgement, the understanding of what's there starts already softening and unraveling layers of pain, right? To where then we can also adopt that mindful posture and understand ourselves a little bit better. One thing that Thich Nhat Hanh often says is understanding is another name for love. And that applies to self understanding, of course, when we understand ourselves, right? It's better to hold ourselves. Now, I went to see, well, what did the actual historical Buddha say about the holding environment? That's not an old term, it's a modern term, and Bill adapted it from Winnicott. Thich Nhat Hanh uses a different word, but I went back to see what were the Buddha's basic instructions for having a holding environment. Not surprisingly, the first thing that came in my search was the Kalyanamita Sutra, right? And you may have heard, especially Susan, talk about this. Admirable friendship, admirable companionship, admirable camaraderie is actually the whole of the holy life, right? And this was when Ananda asked the Buddha, what was the role of Sangha, of friendship? Is it half the life? And he said, it's the whole life. So the Buddha emphasized the role of Sangha, the role of having good friends, because these friends offer us a holding environment, right? We hold each other here together at the daily sit. Some of us know each other in person. Some of us maybe have been in retreats in person. We have Bill and Susan in common. Some of you may have your local sanghas, but sangha, this container, is such a big part of the holding environment. And it was one of the big things that the Buddha pointed us towards. So cultivate your sanghas. The other one that the Buddha, there's three. There's Sangha. The second one is remembering to breathe, remembering that the body is the holding environment of your energy, your body parts, your skandhas, everything that happens in this body. So take care of this body by nurturing it, by taking good care of it, and remembering to breathe. Susan comes to mind, right? Ground, breathe, settle, soothe. So there's the Sangha, there's the self-care of the body, and of course, the third one here is loving kindness or metta. We will get into that next month. Metta is a form of holding everything, radiating care towards ourselves, others, the present moment. Metta is that, darling, I am here for you. Darling, I see my anger. It is also Bill's, oh yeah, I did that. And I'm still a good person. Right? It's whenever you're softening that inner critic, right? And it doesn't mean you don't need to make amends or change, but it's just recognizing your good nature, even in the midst of some things that may not feel so wholesome. So, in summary, again, the original teachings of the Buddha in terms of creating a holding environment: first, spiritual friendships. Cultivate your sanghas. Recognize your kalyanamitas. They can be there when we can't hold ourselves. I am so grateful I have Bill and Susan. Whenever, it's just too much for me to hold, to try to do my own holding, or it's like, Bill and Susan, can I please talk to you both? And they can hold space, right? It's wonderful when we have teachers, because sometimes it's hard to hold everything for ourselves. Then the body, breathing, taking care of the body, and remembering metta, sending love to yourself and to others. And I'll leave you with a phrase that comes from the Metta Sutra, attributed to the Buddha. One should cultivate a mind of boundless love towards all beings, just as a mother protects her only child. A mind of boundless love towards all beings, including ourselves. So thank you for your kind attention. I know I shared a bunch of different things in there, and hopefully some things are useful. Take with you whatever is useful. Keep taking care of yourselves. And as we enter our meditation practice today, I would like to just read a phrase here by Thich Nhat Hanh. Such a little wonderful book, Making Space by Thich Nhat Hanh. And it's about joy, right? May I know how to nourish the seeds of joy in myself every day. May you know how to nourish the seeds of joy in yourself every day. May we all know how to nourish the seeds of joy in our everyday lives. This, I think, for all of you, as for me, is a moment of joy that we can sit here together with a Sangha to breathe, to meditate, All right, so feel the warmth of being here with Sangha and just turn this a little bit down. There we go. Go ahead and just stretch as much or as little as you need. Feeling the body, just tapping into your container. This is where we travel through time or space. So give your body a good stretch. And choose how you want to hold your body for the next 20 minutes or so. You can stand, you can lay down, you can sit. Gonna go for sitting today. And slowly at your own pace, find a way into a comfortable posture, or if you prefer to be walking and doing some walking meditation, that is totally fine. Sometimes what we need is to move, not to sit. So find whatever feels right for you. Get any props, any cushions that you may need, so that you enter a comfortable posture where you feel you have a solid base, connecting to the ground. Ground, breathe, settle, soothe. Enter into your meditative posture, softening the body, lengthening the spine, and finding that right balance where you feel that nothing is pushing you towards one side or the other. And once you feel your body settling, the container of everything, can find a landing pad for some minutes here. I invite you to take 3 easy breaths, allowing the awareness to ride the breath, setting the intention to be here present for you and your body and your awareness. And knowing that this practice that has been practiced for hundreds, thousands of years, is a way of taking care of ourselves. Soften the body, relax the heart mind, and enjoy your practice. Welcoming, softening. When the mind wanders, just gently bring it back, perhaps taking a deeper than usual breath and seeing, feeling how you're being held by your breath, your bones, your body, the inner and outer environments. In this last few minutes of our meditation, savoring the breath, feeling your body's holding environment, your breath, allowing that to calm your nervous system, just being here. Thank you. Thank you all for your kind attention. You should be able to unmute now.
Yes, we can.
But thank you very much.
Right.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you
so
Val.
much.
Thank you.
Wonderful
Thank
message.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much for coming. Hopefully, we'll see you tomorrow.
Have a lovely trip.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Val.
you.